family, and welcome back to another episode of It's Negotiable. Happy Wednesday. I am your host, Ernestine Morrison.
And I'm Amber Ty.
And on this podcast, we talk all things negotiable and non-negotiable, setting boundaries with people, places, and things that do not serve God's purpose for your life. And I'm extremely excited today because we have a very special guest in the building, a comedian, producer, artist, overall multi-creative, one of the most creative people that I know. Mr. Phillip Hudson is in the building.
What's going on?
The crowd goes
I ain't know that. You said multi what?
Multi-hyphen.
You ain't got to make it words because I'm on the show. Use real words.
Multi-hyphen is a word that's already existing in the dictionary.
She made it up. It's cute.
And father.
Oh yeah, I'm big
father.
Dad.
And friend and brother and son of God.
Mm-hmm.
Phillip Hudson, what we ask our first guest, the first question we always ask is, what is something that used to be non-negotiable that's now negotiable?
That's like when you say non-negotiable, and now that means I'm leaning on it now, kind of?
Yeah, something that used to be not lenient on, and now, because of your growth, you may be lenient on it now.
That's a good question. I usually stick to my guns, you know? I still stick to my guns. I'm leaning in it. I'm leaning that word, or being abstinent. You know what I mean? Celibacy, things like that. Like I'm open to it.
So it was before.
I go crazy. I go crazy before.
Before it's non-negotiable. I'm out here in these streets.
You get it. It is what it is.
Yeah. But now it's negotiable for you to be celibate?
Yes, I'm open to it.
Say that, and what do you mean?
That means I'm open to it. Man, I'm transitioning to that, to non-negotiable. You see what I'm saying? Usually you don't have to do something with me. You feel me? Mm-hmm. In the beginning.
Oh, okay, copy.
And now I'm transitioning into, all right.
It's negotiable.
So it really depends on the girl, it sounds like. So if she's saying that she don't want to give you now, you like, okay, I can be negotiable on that.
Okay. I see what you got going on.
No, I'm just asking.
Yeah. That's what I'm like. I see what you got going on. I can see I can do that. Okay. You know what I mean? Now it's now it's going to trend. And I think that's going to transition to something that's not negotiable. Right?
Yeah.
You feel me?
For yourself.
Yeah, for myself. You know what I mean?
So you think you might want to become celibate, abstinent for yourself and not
but that transition to like, it ain't going to take me long. It ain't going to take me long to get married. Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, it ain't going to take me long.
So
I ain't doing that.
I know that you are extremely outward speaking about your faith. Mm-hmm. Does your choice to be celibate or non-celibate does it have anything to do with your spirituality? Definitely.
If I didn't have my spirituality, I would never consider it. Mm-hmm. That's why the person that says they might want to be abstinent and celibate, that's what they're basing theirs off of. It's not just. I mean, some may not want to, and may down the line come to find out that that's the reason why. But that's why I'm open to it. But especially if they lead saying what they believe in and what their faith is, and if I agree with it, it makes sense.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying? It makes sense.
That's so good. So you wouldn't leave her if she said.
Nah, I hold her to it. I try to hold her to it, like, cause sometimes they'll say that and still be trying to do a little something, and then I give in like,
you got me.
You got me. I got you. We got each other.
No, are you to the point now, like, so if you're dating someone and it's like, okay, we're doing the celibacy thing and we're trying to be biblical or spiritual, are you waiting till marriage?
Yes, but I don't think waiting to marriage is supposed to be a big thing. I think once a man knows why he wants to be married and what he's going to do, it's not going to take that long. You know what I mean? I don't think it should take that long, to find out and get to know people to see if you want to take that step, especially for a man, because it's up to the man for real and what his plan is. And if the man finds someone that fits that plan, what you taking all day for?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like,
so you're saying you when you find her, or if you found her and you've identified this is the one, we can go ahead and get married and then do this thing?
Well, it's certain steps that it's certain questions and things you ask. I think it's certain questions and things, certain situations that you have to be in that usually when a man is completely honest, if he's completely honest, those things that may have waited like months and months and years to find out, you find out within the first, few months of it. And then you really figure out who you're dealing with. Because if you honest, you give them a platform to make a decision. You know what I mean? And you see what the woman will do with a choice.
Within that option.
With that
choice,
option.
yeah.
So do you ever worry about not test driving the car before you purchase it?
Nah, because I know, you know what I'm saying, I got the key. You know what I'm saying? In my
As long
car.
as you got the key. You got the key.
Yeah, I got the key. Like, I got the key.
But what if
You
she
feel
was
what I'm
like
saying?
completely whacked though?
What you mean?
Like you married her and she's just not what you expected in that department.
Well,
Because
marriage.
a lot of people feel like they got to test it before.
Well, marriage is a brand new thing. It's a brand new thing. So anything you thought you was gonna get, it's a brand new thing. You have to open up yourself to wondrous things to happen. That's the reason why you get married. It's like, if you don't get married, you know there's going to be a cap on it. You know there's a ceiling of things that you will be able to do. Like, you've been there before. Mm-hmm. But when you get married, you open up your mind to things that you never fathomed before. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Through Jesus and God.
Yeah.
And you open up, like, there's no cap to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's no, you never know. So so you may feel uncomfortable at first, but then you're going to get through that.
Yeah.
And then your mind is going to be open for real.
Yeah.
Because you're actually doing something.
So fun fact, my mother was a virgin until she was married.
Mine too.
She was 29 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad was definitely not.
Mm-hmm.
He had 2 kids when they got married, and you know he wasn't saved. He didn't know God he knew God by the time they got married, but when they met. And so I'm always like, Dad, so what was that like? You know, and he's like, of course, when you get married, you become patient with the person,
Mm-hmm.
and you, like you said, you open up new things
that you never fathomed before.
Mm-hmm, and you explore and all that kind of stuff. So
We spoke about your desire for a woman to build the family empire for your last name, right? And there is she has her own aspirations that are separate from the family aspiration, right? With which you would be the head of.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain that?
Well, I just believe that whatever, like, we're 2 different people. So you're going to have things that you want, just where your life has led you to want to do things.
Yeah.
And where my life has led me want to do things. It's
Yeah.
just the order of operation is I have to come to you. Like, I
Yeah.
have to come to the woman. That means I'm coming with my plan. And if I'm taking that first step, then, like, it's just in all fairness, we're going to go with my plan. And it's not the fact that I don't want you to do the things you want to do. It's just, let's try to find your way through me first to get it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's going to look different. You know what I'm saying? You may have pictured yourself doing this, that, and the third. Still do that, but understand you have to come through me. Just like we have to come through Jesus to get to God. It's like he's put me in here to say, hey, I have this plan.
Yeah.
That our whole family is going to eat for generations and generations. It's to understand that the reward that we get, we're probably not even going to be here to see. We're not going to see it because this is set up for our last name to go out and flourish and then be something for our generation. So for this time being, all of us know what it feels like to have to grind into, you know what I'm saying? Feel like it's like, okay, this is grind time. We're not going to eat out as much, you know, like we don't have as much. So we have to stay down. So if one person is staying down and another person, you put them 2 together working on one thing, then it can set you up years and years later. It's just about following the plan and how things approach. Like, someone approached you. You didn't go up to nobody and say, I got a plan, come to my team. No, this man said, I got a plan. I got a last name, first of all. I got a last name. Come to this last name, help me build this up. And then you can have anything that you want. Anything your heart desires, you can help get it. You can help yourself get it through me. Just come through me.
Yeah.
Just understand that I'm going to be the person that's going to make it happen. Like, God chose me to say, whatever I see, whatever you got, dreams you got, I'm going to figure out how to get it for you. That's it. It may not be exactly the way you want it,
Yeah.
but it's going to be exactly what you needed.
Yeah.
Straight up. So it's like, you don't have to worry about other certain things and say, hey, I don't know. Like, you know, we can't fathom what God is going to do with us when we make a commitment to him. You can't fathom what it is.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what? I trust that. You know what I'm saying? And trust me taking my first step to come see you. Trust that step I had to take.
That's good.
You feel me?
Yeah.
That's all you got to do. And just like, you know what? And then it puts your dreams on like settle. Like, is it something that's good for a family? Is your dreams, your personal dream, is it something that's going to make the family go? Or is it something you just want to do? You know what I'm saying? Have you thought about children first?
Yeah.
People like to think about children after the children come. If you know it's going to end with children, you have to think about children first.
Yeah.
That means, like, when you're pregnant, you have 9 months to prepare for that child. If child is already here, just because it ain't walking around, it's already here.
Yeah.
You have to think about the child first. And then whatever your dreams are comes through in order of operation.
So if a woman has her own dreams and aspirations or a path that she thinks she's paving for herself, is that not the woman for you? Or is it your job as a man to lead her in another direction?
it doesn't have to be in another direction. It's saying, hey, I have these dreams. You know what? I believe if a woman has a dream, and I say, what's your dream? I ask her, what are your dreams are? She tells me what it is. Okay. Now I'm thinking, how are we gonna make this work with my plan? That's all it is. How are we going to work? How am I going to help you? Like if you have a certain dream, how would I use you through what I got going on to produce that for you? Like this, and it's going to, my thing is, whatever your gift is and your dream is, it's going to be for the family. It's not just for you to have it and just let anybody be a part of it. No, this is going to be your dream. If you have something, attribute or a desire to do something or a craft or anything, you will use that craft for the family.
So if my goal is to be an editor of a major magazine and I'm now entering into a relationship with you, how do I make that dream and desire work?
Well, to me, what we're going to focus on is, first of all, we're going to take a step back and realize I approached you and I'm a family man. I want children. So what we're going to do is we're going to get together. We're going to have children. We're going to take care of everything we need to take care of and set our children up first. And then when it comes to that time when we need to do that, it's going to be everything that you're going to do. You're going to use it to pour back into your family. It's going to be of your family. My last name is going to be on that too. It's for the family. It's for the family. But what we're going to do is we're going to make sure we get our kids straight first. We're going to make sure I take whatever I can do, concentrated on what this man's plan is, pour into that, and then we'll see. We have a better, clear picture of what that really looks like, and see if you still want to do it at the end of the day, or how you're going to do it, based on checking the boxes of everything that's supposed to be checked. Like, mind you, my whole thing for me is the children. Like, I think that, and personally, I think that everybody should be everybody's, you know what I mean, purpose. Because without children, then what is there? What's there left? You won't have anything to carry out your legacy.
Yeah.
You feel me? You won't have anything. I think sometimes the best attribute is to be available. And if you don't have any children, you leave it up to the other side. You leave it up to the ops. It's gonna be nothing but their children. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, and there will be no goodness that your last name could bring. You know what I mean? And if I have all daughters, I have to accept the fact that what I must do is train my daughters up to be a good person for another man's last name. That's all I can do. It's like I have to say, you know what? All I had is daughters. So what I'm gonna do is make sure these women are good attributes or assets
for another man's family.
For another man's family. That's just what I'm bestowed with. I have to produce good women for other families to be great. You feel what I'm saying?
It reminds me in the Bible where it says a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children.
Yes.
So it reminds me of that idea and concept of legacy building in that fashion.
Yeah, we're not going to, a lot of times is to really accept the fact that what you do, you're probably not going to see this flower bloom, but you planted the seed. You may not see the flower bloom, but know that you planted the seed. And then we work so hard. Just be comfortable with the fact that all this hard work that you're doing, you may not see it, but you know and trust that it will be seen. You know what I mean? You're going to produce a kid that may produce a kid that may produce a kid, and that kid may change the world. Just know it started with you.
Yeah.
It's going to start with a mindset. Maybe it just starts with the mindset to get it going, to get the gears turning and say, okay, 4 generations from now, Phillip the Fourth, he's going to go and he's going to change the world. You feel what I'm saying? And I didn't even get a chance to see it. But one day will we all be joined again and say, hey man, you went crazy down there.
Right. Imagine LeBron's great-great-grandfather being like, he's fruit off my tree. Right. LeBron is fruit off my tree.
Exactly.
Because God only needs one. Yeah. He only needs one.
He said something so important too. He talked about mindset. It's like maybe LeBron's great-great-great-grandfather didn't play basketball, but the mindset of the discipline was passed down to his son, to his son, to his son.
Yep, or the work ethic.
Yes, and it's like, that is so powerful, because even with my child now, I had to reprogram myself to say, man, I am creating his habits because he's looking at me. So whatever I'm doing is being embedded and programmed in his mind. Yeah, exactly. That will, and even my prayers, I prayed the other day, I said, Lord, let him be more ambitious than I am. Let him be more of a go-getter than even I am. Let him not be lazy. All these different things where my weaknesses are, I'm praying that God will make him strong. But prayer is just not enough, because the Bible says prayer without
Faith
faith
without
without works is dead.
It's the
So I'm
works.
like, okay, how do I change certain things? Changing my mindset so that I pass this same mindset down to him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It's very important. Like my brother, like I have a brother that I use, and sometimes I use him as a testimony and I didn't even go through it. I have a brother, he's 35. He's 35, but he's a virgin. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And it's amazing because I get to see, and I'm his brother, so I don't never take that lightly. You know what I'm saying? You don't know many people that, just to be a brother to somebody.
I don't know any men that are virgins.
Right, just to be a brother of somebody that's doing it, you get to, and you pay attention to how he moves.
You get all the insight.
You
Yeah.
get a lot. You learn a lot. You learn a lot about women. You learn a lot about men. You just learn so much. You know what I'm saying? And it's been such a blessing to watch because it's everything comes to him. When you turn up that sex and you're not having sex, things come to you. You feel me? People want to see what you got going on.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And they're interested because they can't get it from nowhere else.
Yeah.
Like I have to imagine when he has sex, I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him to get married. When he has sex, I have to imagine that's going to be different.
Different.
I can't imagine what it's going to be like or what fruit is going to come from him.
Do you know if he would marry a woman that's not a virgin, or is he looking for a virgin?
Look, man, I don't know if he's gonna be watching this or what got going on, but you know what I'm saying?
You can't answer that question.
All of that man's business. We don't know what that man is.
I'm just wondering if he would marry someone that's not a virgin.
Well, we got to have him on the podcast and we got to ask him.
You definitely need to have him on the podcast.
Is this Matthew?
The 35.
Yes, I would love to have Matthew on the podcast. I love him.
We want you on the podcast.
I put him in the skits. Like he's been in the skit, and I say in the skit, "Oh, that's my brother here, virgin." That's how I introduce him.
Yeah.
Because he's such a gem. You know what I'm saying? And that's my bro, and I boast about it. Like that's my brother.
He is. I've seen a lot of his
saying?
content, and I'm like, he's so special.
Yeah, he's very and he's very handsome. You feel what I'm saying?
Your whole family, all you guys.
Yeah, and it's just crazy to be a part of.
Sorry, I'm going to wait till he's on. Ask me another question. Like, was
about
him? Was it a faith-driven thing?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like
Yeah.
again, like my mom was a virgin to marriage because of her faith.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she instilled a lot of that in our young age, and you know what I'm saying. And just being a part of two people that got married before they had children,
it's different.
It's different.
It is.
It's not to shade anybody who didn't grow up like that.
Yeah.
But it's just to let you know that I feel different. I feel different because I hear stories and they come from this, and they all start from the same thing, and it's like my life is not like that.
Yeah.
So I feel different. I move different.
And it's like an intentionality thing. It's like some of us were not here intentionally, me included. Like I was not here intentionally. So there is a different energy when like I planned you and this was an intentional thing, and I'm so intentional, like from the very beginning, before you were even here, this was an intentional thing. Whereas a lot of us who were unintentional, it's like, it's a different maneuver that your parents had to do with you.
It's not like it goes from being, it's not even the fact that it wasn't like, I don't think I was intended to be like they intended to have me. It's the fact that they came to God first, and then whatever happened after they came to God happened.
But I'm saying that intentionality of them coming together, that was intentional. So whatever is birthed from that intentionality is the fruit off of the tree.
Yes, you come before the Father with the same mindset. Even if you wasn't sure, you say, you know what, we're gonna do it anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We just gonna start with that.
Yeah.
Phil, how did you feel? Because you have a daughter. And our stories are so similar in so many different ways. And my parents, they were married before they had my brother and I. And that was what I was taught my whole life, stay a virgin. And I didn't do that. And then I had a child later on in life. And I remember calling my dad to tell my dad. Oof. And I'm just bawling, Daddy. And he's like, what are you crying for? You're a grown woman, right? It's not that he was condoning it, but he's like, listen, we all, I don't even say I made a mistake because my son's not a mistake. I say that he says we all, stray off our paths, right? But thank God he brings us back. But how did that feel? How do you feel now? Do you ever feel like, do you feel like I don't know what the right word is, but do you feel like a mess up, or do you feel like, dang, I didn't get it right, or I didn't follow in their footsteps? Or how did they take your, pregnancy, your child coming along?
It's crazy because when I lost my virginity, I cried. You know what I'm saying? I was so dramatic. I told the girl, I gotta go. I gotta get out of here.
I gotta get out of here.
I'm so dramatic. I'm driving.
You're driving in silence.
I let my window down so the tears can. You know what I'm saying? I'm so dramatic. Like I put my hair out the window so it can, like, you know what I'm saying?
Give you some tears.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I read something on Instagram the other day. It said, if you already sad, why would you go home and light a candle and put on music?
Yeah.
It's like you're so dramatic.
And look in the mirror.
Yeah,
Right.
like, I was so dramatic of it, but nah, when Parker came, I mean, first of all, I wasn't thinking too much of it. You feel what I'm saying? And then I got their response of it. And they just told me, like, don't do it again. Don't do it again. And that was just it. I didn't feel like a failure or anything like that. But I do know going forward, when I marry, it's going to be different.
Yeah.
And that's something that I have to tell. Like, if Parker is ever feeling like, why is he so much like this with this child and he wasn't like this with me? It's like, it's something different about it. Because like you said, it's the intent.
It's the intentionality.
It goes with, like, purpose. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, hey, this is concentrated.
Yeah.
This is made from concentrate. You know what I'm saying? You were real fruit juices.
For sure.
Like,
100% apple juice. No concentrate in this.
Parker, he's just joking.
but
it is. It will be a difference. It will.
It will be a difference, and we're not gonna shy away from it. Understand why it's not that it's a difference. This is why.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And she'll grow and learn to understand it herself.
Yeah.
She will grow, and it's not to say, hey, I'm not saying it's better. It's different.
It's just different,
it's
right?
Just different.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's really important. We had a clip that went viral, and a person made a comment like, "Why are we having so many babies out of wedlock?" Okay. And the crazy part is, at first I was a little bit offended because, like, first of all, sir, you don't know if I had him out of wedlock, because I never said whether I was married or not. But it is true in that we have to be more responsible, because I have brothers who are hurt because they did look at my brother and I, our lives were different than theirs, because my parents were married and my dad and their moms were not. And some of those brothers were birthed out of pain and, just really bad situations. So it wasn't a place where my dad was happy. It wasn't like, oh, this is my son. It was like, this is a reminder of what went on in my life at a really dark place. So I think we do, as people, as adults, especially as Black people, we have to be more responsible with bringing these children in the world outside of wedlock, because we don't know what emotional effects that's going to have on them long term. Like you said, if you ever have to have that conversation with Parker, it's nothing that you can really do, because you said it's just different. I can't really explain it. Yeah. It's just different, but that's not necessarily fair to her, it is what it is.
It becomes fair once you present the truth. Once you present the truth to them, they have an option. Now you know the truth. Now, when I say the truth, it's not saying, oh, what I think, or this is exactly what happened.
These are the facts.
These are the facts.
Yeah.
I didn't know your mom. This is what happened. When I met this lady, I saw her, I studied her, I included her in my plans. These are things that have happened, and why this is different.
I included her in my plan.
Yeah, it's totally different.
Yeah. Does it become fair to her though? She might never feel as fair.
It becomes fair when she's presented the truth. Everything is fair when you present the truth. It's like,
well, I disagree. I don't think everything is fair when you present the truth. I think everything is just true when you present the truth. I don't think it's necessarily fair.
I have a brother.
Is fair a word then? Like, what is fair?
I have a brother who feels like no matter what, trying to reestablish a relationship, even my father trying to reestablish a relationship, us as siblings, he just has a chip on his shoulder. And and I'm not mad at him for it. I understand
it's on him though. It's like, because it gets to the point where, because your parents were once children. And so is it ever fair to me? Will it ever fair to be to anyone? It's like the ground, here's the ground. You have the floor that we all used to walk. The floor doesn't move, but it goes many directions. So it's up to you to figure out what direction you're going to go. You're going to get to a point where it's time for you to make a decision. Now, will you rely on your parents who it wasn't fair for them, and it wasn't fair to their parents, and it wasn't fair for them? When will it, or life ain't fair?
And I agree with you in that, because one thing that a lot of people have to realize when somebody hurts you, right? There's always something in their past that has caused them. Because even my father, his father walked out when he was 2 years old. So I know in his heart, even at his older age, that has to do something to him as a man. Like, my father didn't want me. My father didn't stay around. So for him and his sons now who feel that way about him, it's kind of like passed along, you know? So I feel like I tend to like when people are operating out of, when someone hurts me, I try to consider the fact that you, like what you said, our parents were once kids. Somebody once did something that wasn't fair to them. And
you find out what the common denominator, we have to find it. The fairness and the truth is the common denominator. The common denominator is we were all kids. We are all
at one
children.
point, right?
Matter of fact, we're still all children of God. Like we're still children. That's why I feel like children are most important, because no matter what happened before you, you're still presented with the same floor to walk on, to do it, to go whatever path you need to go. But understand that you're going to come with that. You're going to come to that same common denominator when it's time for you. Yeah. And you will have to understand that, hey, this is my time to leave you. And you make your own decisions now. Yeah. It's like, but us as parents is, for better or for worse, present the truth to them at what happened. If they ever have questions, that's why it's important to have a mother and father in the household, because your child may have questions, and it's not to give them be intelligent and all that. It's just to tell them, okay, if you want to know, this is exactly what happened. I'm not going to leave nothing out of the story. Yeah. I'm never going to leave anything out of the story because you need to know the whole truth. Yeah. So now what? Now that you know what happened, you wanted to know everything. Now what you going to do? There it is. Yeah. You wanted to be grown. Now what's up?
But I think that level of honesty in a household is extremely important. And I think that this generation has an amazing opportunity to start instilling that level of truth. Whereas our parents' generations and their parents' generations, stuff was hidden under the rug. And I think, like we were talking about, the word intentional is one of my favorite words, and it means on purpose. So like, there's going to be a different energy with something you did on purpose than something that you didn't do on purpose, which is why it is so important who you lay down with. It is so important who you have sex with, who you date, just your atmosphere. Like, people just think things are just willy-nilly and fun, and it's like, no, okay, think about having a baby with this person. Is this person core values, their level of integrity, their relationship with God, the way they just behave and operate? Is this someone you want to have a baby with? Right. These are things you really have to ask yourself while you're out here having fun and leaving the club together and just having sex and just being out here. Like, what is the purpose of this relationship? What is the intentionality of this relationship? And what is this relationship? If this relationship bears fruit, what does that purpose look like?
Yeah, and another thing for like all the fellas out here who want to date in a situation, how it came to me is that you got to think about it. And even for the women, you have your best friends. Usually your best friend is somebody you grew up with or you knew for a very, very long time. Like for guys, my homeboy I knew since I was 11 years old. You know what I'm saying? I'm 31 now. Now my intentions are, you know how they be like, I want my partner to be my best friend. Yeah. I already got a best friend. Okay. Sure. But what can I do to see if this person can be my best friend too? Yeah. Within a shorter amount of time. Yeah. What you do is you be honest. Yeah. Just as honest as you would with your best friend, to see if they can handle that. Yeah. See if they can handle that. You know what I'm saying? And it's a win-win for men, because if they can handle it, you find you one. If you can't, you didn't waste no time. But you always win when you keep it honest. You fit 30 years, 20 years into 6 months. Yeah. You only can do that by giving them an option, by being honest. You know what I'm saying? That's it's like, good. You know what? You my best friend because I just kept it real with you. And if you're not my best friend, you're gonna move like this. Yeah. You're gonna move in a way where you're just gonna fall off, because it's like, hey, I ain't got nothing else to lose. Yeah. So if you don't want to be with me, you don't want to be with me. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But I'm going to present myself to see if you want to be with me. Yeah. I'm going to present myself that when I give you this proposal, literally, I propose. If you come over here, we're going to make this happen. It's really a proposal.
Oh, that is so good, Phil. That is the proposal. This is the life and direction I am proposing. Yeah. That is so good.
Yeah, it turns into, look, and it's just the out of order of operation. I had to come to you. Yeah. But I can't come to you with nothing. Yeah. I can't come to you as, what do you want to do? Yeah. I can't, because then I will lose myself.
And which is why the man is supposed to come to you and propose. So all you women out here proposing, it's the man who is supposed to come to you and propose this plan.
And not deny, I'm not going to deny your dreams. I'm just saying, hey, let's do this first. Let's do this first, because this is the plan. Yes. I've been planning for you. Like my whole life, I've been planning to take care of someone. You can ask any woman, you ask them, have you ever thought about taking care of a man? No. Have you ever thought about being a provider? No. I have. A long time ago. So okay, let me propose this to you. Since I've already been doing this, I already got this last name. Matter of fact, I already got a responsibility. I already got something to do. Come help me with this, and your wildest imagination will come true. Even the things you didn't imagine. You feel me? Maybe it don't take us with this type of mindset. Maybe it only takes us 10 years to get buku of options.
Yeah.
Now you can do whatever you want to do for free though. Here's the thing. You can do it for free now. That's the beauty of it. Don't be afraid to do things for free because you understand that not all money is good money. Meaning money is attached to a different type of entities and type of motivation and different types of evils. So why do we need 2 streams of income? We can focus on one that weeds out all that negative, all different types of negative energy.
all that negative energy.
All that negative energy. And now I made a place, it's like a kingdom. I have made a place for you to do whatever you want to. If you're a beautician, come on and do your family's hair. What your main focus is, making sure we got the flyest hair on the block. Hey, can you do my hair? Nah, I only work for the Hudsons. I only do hair for the Hudsons. We got the best hair on the block right now. I only work for even about a nurse. I only take care of the Hudsons. You know what I'm saying? I got this degree. I only take care of the Hudsons. You feel what I'm saying? I only work for it. It's a palace.
That's good.
You ever heard of that word, a bond servant? A bond servant. That means if you had, and it's associated with a slave. And nowadays we think of slaves as a negative connotation. Nah, a slave is someone who has a job and does it for the kingdom. The bond servant does it for the kingdom.
Yeah.
That means all your needs are met. You just doing your craft and what God chose you to do for your family, for the kingdom. You're not doing it for the Osborns over there. The Osborns are moved by a whole nother entity. They're not moved by the spirit. They're not moved by this. You know what I'm saying? They're moved by something else. Think about all these different businesses whose main objective is to make money. That's not what the Hudsons do.
Yeah.
Why get your degree and go work for them when you can come get your degree
And
work for the Hudsons?
what you just said, the Osborns, and we just spoke about this earlier. The Osborns are working for the Osborns.
Yes.
The Louis Vuitton family is working for the Louis Vuitton. The Gucci family is working for the Gucci family. They're not working for the Johnson family, the Morrison family, the Hemp Hill. They are working for the Gucci family.
And 9 times out of 10, they're not working with the spirit. That's more important. It's not going to be a lot of families that are going to work through the spirit.
Yeah.
They're not going to be moved. They're going to be moved by what they're moved by. And that may be the ops. Make sure you're doing it for the people that's on your team.
The kingdom, yeah.
Your kingdom.
Yeah.
This is your kingdom. And that I am the king of this palace. I am the king. And I need people to do their job within the palace. And I got everything else. I got it.
That's so crazy because we had a guest that was talking about, we were talking about a 50-50 man, and she was saying basically that same thing. Like a man asking his woman to work, go get your own job, go do whatever. You're taking away from our family.
Yeah.
You know, a man should want to provide because now it's not 50-50. The woman's now doing 50 plus taking care of the kids, plus, you know, keeping the house clean and all that kind of stuff. But has she just been focused on being able to build the kingdom and Mr. Hudson going out and doing everything, the household would run.
Yeah, and it's like the woman is the one who, it's not about I have to do it. You're the only one who can. You're the woman. You're the only one who can multitask like that. I can't even do it. Like if you play chess, the king can only move one space at a time.
Ooh.
The queen all over the board can do whatever she wants to, but it's all for the kingdom.
That's so good.
I can only move one space.
Yeah.
I can't multitask like you. I can't have another human inside of a human. I can't do that.
Right.
So it's not nothing to boast in and say, man, why do I have to? Because you're the only one who can.
Yeah.
Sure, if you had the option, wouldn't you give it away? If you had the option to give your menstrual cycles away, wouldn't you do it? You know what I mean? But you can't. So you are the most fit for this job. You know what I'm saying? And things that may be heavy to me, you like, I can do this in my sleep.
Yeah.
Why waste
and multitask while doing it?
Yeah. Why do all these things for another last name?
Yeah.
Build yours. You know what I'm saying? Be a part of it. Like I said, if I have only daughters, I'm teaching them, hey, make sure that man has to go nowhere else to get what you got.
Yeah.
Make sure that you provide that for his family and you be that cornerstone for his family and wear his last name proudly and realize that don't try to, you can't pass your last name down. If you try to, it will go nowhere. You feel me? It's not about that. It's about realizing I can't do this without this man. I cannot do it without, he's the only one who can do this for me. I am the only one who can do it for him.
Yeah.
That's it.
Philip is a biblical name. And
it is.
Emmanuel, your brother, who we love, is a biblical name. Matthew. Like you, obviously your parents instilled the spiritual rooting, biblical spiritual rooting in all of you all, which is very evident in your daily language and your daily walk, right? We are all in the industry, and you and your brother have been in the industry for, at least from a social media perspective, for over a decade now. How are you so comfortable with keeping your faith so loudly and boldly while still maneuvering the industry?
Because it's me. It's like you have the industry and there's me. You know what I'm saying? I can't do anything else. I literally can't. It's just, I have to do what makes sense. The industry is not going to make sense all the time. It's not. There's going to be a lot of weird stuff going on. And if I'm not weird, I cannot rock with it. I cannot do it. There's going to be a barrier. Because of what they instilled in me, it sets my path like, hey, this is me. I can't do that. It's not me. I literally can't do it. There's things, Phil, just do it. I can't. I can't do it. It's like I'm paralyzed. I cannot do it. And it's the thirst of wondering I want more. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Not more for myself, but I want more out of the industry. I want more out of the children. I want more for them. I want more. And sometimes limiting your options, meaning like if we only limit our options to who we are, that's more for us. You feel what I'm saying? And it's not more for me, it's more for us. You know what I mean? My circle is smaller to great. That means everybody can get seconds. You feel what I'm saying?
It's a half a circle.
It's nothing that I can, these are my people.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? I can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
It's like, how can I make sure a stranger is straight without making sure my family's straight? How? It doesn't make any sense. I have to go through my family to get out the door. If I got 6 brothers, I got 7, 8 brothers. You feel? I don't know how many I got. I gotta be like, move. All right, move, Matthew. The door right there. I gotta go through them to get out the door. Literally, physically, I have to go through them before I can get out. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like everybody I move, I'm taking a little bit. Everyone I move out the way to get the door, I'm touching them, taking a little bit from everybody before I got that door, and that's what I take with me on the outside.
That's so
like
good.
I can't. Physically, our bloodline shows you can't do this. Mm-hmm. You have to think about, if you got both of your parents, just look at your mom and dad. I bet that's what I'm starting with. I'm not starting with their grandparents. I'm just starting with them.
Yeah.
Like, mom and dad bet. Hudson, cool. That's me. You know what I'm saying? I literally can't do it.
That's good.
So Ernestine skipped to the industry stuff, but if we rewind just a little bit, we were talking about marriage and all that stuff. For the ladies who are watching, do we have an eligible bachelor, or are you spoken for?
Well, I'm focused. So I'm focused, and I met someone, you know what I mean? And I met her during a season of me being focused. So if I'm focused, that means I'm focused on her. So, and we, like I said, everything that we've talked about, I've been honest. Some of this stuff comes from real life experiences between me and her, and I'm focused. So until I see, you feel what I'm saying? To this, you know what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm still focused, but I'm not entertaining anything like that. I'm focused, you know, and that's just what it is.
Wait, you're not entertained, but you said you met someone.
No, anyone else.
Oh, anyone else.
I'm focused.
I was
just making that clear for her.
Oh yeah,
you said I'm not entertained. You said entertained.
She clear. She real clear.
She clear. She focused. Everything.
So pretty too. I knew the answer to that question.
Everything that we talked about on here, I've talked about with her. Soon. We've been through so much.
You're talking about up front.
Yeah, we've been through so much in a month. It's certain things, like first time things.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I'm gonna be this type of person for you. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be open. I'm gonna be transparent. I'm gonna go about it this way. You know what I'm saying? It's all new to me, and I've learned so much. Yeah. You feel what I mean? She's learned so much, and you know what I'm saying? We focus. So
I love that.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
So we had your brother on a few weeks ago, Phillip Hudson, who's a good friend of mine, and I am such a huge fan of both of you. I initially knew Phillip first. Well, I not knew him first, but had a stronger relationship with him first. And watching you two over the years just grow as artists and as men has been like super dope. But because Emmanuel has so many followers, right? And he's like, his name may be a little more well known than Phillip Hudson. Has that played on you at all, like mentally?
Yeah, it's been a journey, but I always look at family first. So I always accepted it. I always looked at it and, well, maybe this is not a bad thing. Let me try to understand what this is before I feel any type of feeling of jealousy or envy or anything. That those words didn't come. Like, I know that they existed. I was like, let me figure out why I'm not jealous.
Yeah.
Let me figure out why I'm not like this. And it made me believe that people come. It made me believe Emmanuel has to be so famous. He's so famous that I was able to be famous. It wasn't the fact that I'm not as famous as him. He has a light that shines so bright. My brothers have lights that shine so bright.
Yes.
It comes on me.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? That's what it is. One person even came out, I was like, how famous you gotta be for another person to call you another person's name? Yeah. Instead of just feeling like, man, I wish there has been some time, man, it's like it can get like, at most it can get is annoying.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, it's the competence of the person that's saying you don't get it. Like, why are you calling? That's not me. So why are you calling me that? So it's the annoying part. I was tired of the annoyance of the person. Like, come on now, I'm not him. He got dreads and all that. And then you really start to think maybe they don't know. Mm-hmm. Maybe they not that competent. Mm-hmm. So it's like then it switched to, hey, my brother is that famous that another person is excited to see me. And not even know my name.
That's powerful.
That's how famous and that's how much his light shines. Yeah. That another person will forget their logic. They'll just totally go blank and be excited. Like they know my name and don't. Right. Like one person called me Emmanuel Hudson. I said, that's not my name. Well, I know your name. This man's so funny, he got people being stupid. That's how I had to look at it now. That's wild. That's crazy. Because and also I had a question, somebody asked me something like that the other day. It was just the fact that they said, how is it when people coming up to you? I said, I've never been able to really take it in because there was always somebody more famous than me. Yeah. So I see what he go through, so it make it seem like what I'm going through ain't that big. Yeah. Like even 5 people coming up to you a week saying, boy, you did your thing. That's a lot of people don't go through that. Mm-hmm. But Mayweather had 50. I didn't look at the 5 that was coming up to me. I was able to be so humble with them. Like, it's all good. Nah, it's all good. But Mayweather may take it a little harder because he has so many. Mm-hmm. That opened up to me to have grace and that opened up doors for me to be humble.
Good.
You know what I'm saying? Like, man, we can take this picture. This
his experience sowed so much into you, just him by him merely being him, and you being spiritually in tuned enough to understand, like, this is actually God has given me an up close front row example of how I can maneuver and how I can show grace. That's so good. And what I love about you and all your brothers, really, at least the ones that I've met, I've never to this day, and I've known Emmanuel over a decade, I've never to this day talked to Emmanuel one time where he doesn't mention you. He speaks so highly. My little brother. Oh yeah, make sure, like he loves his little brother, and it's like there really is no competition. It's like we are family. That is my brother.
I'm not gonna say there is no competition because we're men. So there is a little competition, like
healthy though.
Yeah, it's healthy competition because it all come from good stuff. We're good boys, so it's gonna be good competition. Like growing up, we always had competition. Mayweather used to be like, I could beat you in a race for no reason.
For no reason.
Like, first of all, I wasn't even talking to you.
Breakfast.
I'm chilling. I can beat you in a race. First of all, you might can, but don't just assume you can. First of all, that's how I was. Like, you may be right, but don't just try me. We go outside, I dust him. I'm like, bro, you are really slow. Yeah. You feel me? I didn't even know until you came and tried me. I didn't know how fast I was until you challenged me. I was like, bro, you really ain't that fast, bro. Right. We put it to the test. So it's always going to be a certain type of competition, especially with males, period. Yeah. And we come from a family, like, they play the game and stuff like all that. It's some competition, but on the outside, nah, ain't no competition. Outside looking in, sometimes me and May will come in, bro, I can direct better than you. You can't direct better than me. Quit playing on me. No, I'm a great director, but you ain't got it like I got it. Like, that type of competition is great, but all of it stems from truth and goodness. So it's like you say, it's good competition. Yeah. Like, we're trying to be the best, meaning the best story, and we all pulling from the same tree. So it's like, I bet mine be better than yours. I bet but it's coming from one family. So one Hudson name. So, you know what I'm saying?
It's so good. It's still that name. It's still that same name. Amber and I were talking about this a couple weeks ago when E-Man was on, and I was telling E-Man how big of a fan I am of ACT. And E-Man was snapping. When I tell you E-Man was snapping on that song, but then Phillip came out, and it's the way you walked out the police car and walked up. I said, oh, he's so cold. Before you even opened your mouth, I'm like, oh, he about to kill it. And then it was like, then you snapped, and it's like, oh, snap. Both of them just snapping.
It was different cadences, different vibes. And that's why I like working with my brother when it comes to music, because the thing about it is, and I admire my brother because like no cap. It takes this man probably 2 weeks to do a verse. Not in no negative connotation. He just really takes his time.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, it takes me like 2 days.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And I think my brother want to pull a little bit from me how fast I can do what he do, and I want to pull from him how much he takes his time. So maybe we can meet in the middle.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And pull from each other. That's what it is. You got two different vibes, two different flows, two different. And I admire my brother. Hit me up all the time. He said, "Bro, you're more prolific than me." And I was like, "Bro, nah, you got it." Then it gets to the point where, "Nah, bro, you went crazy. Nah, bro, you went crazy.
No, you went crazier. No, you went crazier.
Nah, bro, you went crazy. You went crazy." And sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, you know what I'm saying, I have been like, when we put out the music, I do be like, "Damn, man, that man snap harder than me." And I start second guessing my verse. Like, I asked my friend, "Bro, did I snap?" Bro, yeah, you snapped, bro. You good. I was like, could I done better? He said, "Yeah, you could have done better, but you still snapped."
For
I was
sure.
like, okay, it's cool. Because I see the claim that my brother may get, and I was like, dang, it's not jealousy. It's just like, damn, I could have did better.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But my brother trusts me enough to even have me on the song. That's what I be forgetting. Like, it's like, I be forgetting. You know what I'm saying? My brother said, "Hey, bro, he ain't gonna just get anybody on the song. He gonna say, bro, get on this song because I am a fan of yours.
I believe in you.
You know what I'm saying?
That level of emotional intelligence is what you guys all possess, and really what we should all possess. And Amber and I talk about this all the time, just like clapping for other people, knowing when to clap for other people. It's not going to always be your turn. Mm-mm. And even when it's not your turn, you don't even see how God is setting it up to be your turn. So let me clap for you proudly and boldly.
Yes, it's all about that. You may not experience the thing that you just did. How comfortable are you knowing that? How comfortable just knowing that, hey man, I'm here to be a servant? How comfortable are you knowing that you are here to serve someone else?
Yeah.
That's the beauty. Even when you're doing your best, hey, I am serving someone else. I am setting something else up to be phenomenal. I'm great, but I'm setting nothing phenomenal.
Yeah.
You feel me? And that's just what it is. Because what's the point? If you have the intelligence, what's the point if you're not using it?
Yeah.
There's a difference between being smart and intelligent. Intelligent person, you can be intelligent, but you can be stupid because you go in the wrong direction. Mm-hmm. You can be stupid. You can be intelligent and not smart. A smart person is intelligent and it is intentional, like you said, is intentional with their steps.
Yeah.
An intelligent person can use it for evil and say, you know what, I know it, so I'm gonna manipulate this to go my way. I'm gonna manipulate this to go your way. You feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna use my intelligence so you can eat. You feel what I'm saying? Not for me to eat more because I know more. That doesn't. It's like a teacher. Like, what are you doing if you're not teaching the students?
That's good.
Phil, so I met you through the Country Wayne skits, and you played my cousin Phil. Mm-hmm. And when you first got on the scene, you were comedian Phil. You were funny. You had everybody cracking up. And now, since you've become a producer, I've noticed a lot, and so have the fans. They've noticed how your character has evolved and changed. And sometimes people are like, wow, Phil has this other deeper side of him that we didn't know about. And I feel that way too every time we have conversations like this, and even with your brother, right? I think people assume whatever they assume because you're comedians, that you don't have a deepness or depth to you. And I was even watching one of your videos, thank you for sunshine. And I was looking at the comments, and the words that you were saying were super deep. You know, and somebody said, I can't even take this man serious because he's so funny. Like, I don't know if he's being serious or if he's playing. Mm-hmm. Does it ever bother you, people not being able to take you serious because you are so funny?
Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm invincible. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, instant gratification is something that I came in the game with, like, doing nothing. I got millions of music views with my brother, just doing nothing. Mm-hmm. So when I don't get the same acclaim on my serious stuff, it was like, man, I wonder why. You feel me? But it does, you know what I'm saying? But I think over time, you know what I'm saying, my brother and May were another person that encouraged me, said, Phillip, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. You know, me being searching for instant gratification, I started to downplay my music and downplay that side. It's like, but I had to realize a lot of people can't get to that part of their brain.
Yes.
You're only gonna have a certain few that who can separate it. Mm-hmm. And that's who you focus on. You don't focus on the people who can't. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? It's like you're gonna have so many people showing you love, and you're gonna have maybe two people saying stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Why give my attention to those people and not say thank you to all of? I don't have the time. Mm-hmm. I don't have the time to say thank you to all these people, so I don't have the time to say F you to the two. I don't have time.
Yeah,
that's disrespecting all the other people that's showing love. But it's been a journey though. It's been a journey realizing, hey, the part of your brain that you're using, a lot of people don't use it. They don't use that part.
Good.
You feel what I'm saying? And it's like, why are you trying to appeal to people who don't have that capacity? Just do what you do.
We just said that. I literally told that. I'm like, listen, quit even worrying about people's opinions who don't even have the level of competency or level of understanding that you have. You don't even understand what I'm doing. So why am I even, I don't care about what you, like, your level is not there. It's going over your head.
It's going over your head because you're so conditioned. Like even with the Country Wayne stuff, it was a journey. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff that was happening, it wasn't up to me what was going to be produced in my character. It wasn't really up to me then. So it was like, cool. And I came and I was a steward. I act the way you want me to act. I'll act. I made something. I wouldn't do it that way, but let me just act the way I wasn't in charge.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying? So I had to do what I do until the time it came, the opportunity came for me to separate. And then, but I still want to get more back into the comedy side because comedy is easy to me. But it's like, it's the natural comedy.
Yeah.
Like, even my mom's on the page. My mom, when she first got on the page, she did something that I didn't do. She got millions of views with a video she was in. Like I've been doing several videos. Never, like it was rare that I got 1 million.
Yeah.
My mom got going crazy. So I'm like, I wonder why my mom is going so crazy like that. Then I had to think about, hold on. My mom is operating off the truth.
Authenticity.
The truth is gonna always be funny. Matthew, he has a brand called God is Funny. Because that's where the original funniness come from. Like just keeping it in the 100.
Yeah.
Keeping it 100. And people gonna laugh. And it's not because it was clever. It's because it just invokes like natural laughter.
Yeah.
Like remember you as a child and you're running like 2 years old and you're just running and you're just having the time of your life just because you can run. You feel what I'm saying? That type of laughter. God gave us ability to run and just laugh about it. You get 90 years old and sometimes you wish, man, if only I could just run. If only I could just run now, I'll have such a good time. I'm laughing. Like, running isn't funny, but it's funny though. You feel what I'm saying?
It's like, God, you're so funny.
I'm running. Like, why you made my leg like this? You go this fast and the wind goes. It's crazy though.
And being able to make people laugh in that way is such a gift. You know, they always love
no gimmicks.
Yeah, they love to see you and I together because they always say this feels like a real cousin type relationship.
And we keep it real.
We keep it real. Whatever this, we just keep it real, and they love it. It's a relief because the page can be dark sometimes. It's a lot of drama going on now. So when you do have those funny skits, people love that because it's just like a release. And I think that, I just think it's a gift that you have, and this side of you is a gift as well because I've learned so much just sitting here. I haven't talked much this episode because I'm just like taking it all in. Like, dang, that's deep, that's wild. So it's like to be able to utilize both of those gifts, and to ignore the naysayers, ignore those 2 comments, and that's what I've been learning. It's like, out of all the, even this podcast has been difficult for me, right? Because I've never been vulnerable and just opened myself up. And then it's weird having people have so many opinions about your opinion or about your life. And it's like, Ernestine was saying to me, she's like, look at all the people who are like, that's great, I would do that, or this is great advice. And so those 5 little people who saying whatever,
we go like, clicking on their page, looking at them like, what are you? Like we giving them page clicks. Like we put money in their pocket. If it was a website, we put money in their pocket, and they not even for us.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Like we just like spending that time. You ain't got the time of day. Imagine we go broader. We gonna have we ain't even gonna have the time.
That's what I say. I'm like, yo, people who are in this game, if you can't handle these little 100 comments, you don't want to be in this game at a high level, because right now it's like, okay, you're in skits or you're in a little movie here and there. Imagine when you're Will Smith. Imagine when you are Oprah. It's like we get mad. People get mad because they talked about you on a blog. Okay, well, they could be talking about you on Hollywood Reporter, Deadline, Variety, CNN News. It's like there's so many levels. So if you're not willing to go to this level, quit at this level. Go ahead and quit now. That's what this game is.
Some people
will.
Some people will quit, and it is more room for me. You gonna quit? Yeah,
I'm right here, ready to
quit
step.
now. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all see these shoes? I'm ready to step, baby.
I'm gonna trip over. I'm sitting down.
I said we decided to be a little bit more comfortable because our Phil was here, so I ain't got no shoes over. She got these colorful, rainbow, bright sneakers.
I like my shoes. My shoes are cute. But Phil, I want to be the one to publicly tell you, and I tell you this all the time, and your brother all the time. Like, I really, truly, since I've been watching you, we go back.
Go back.
We go back. Watching y'all has just been an honor. You and Phil both, and Eman, yeah, you and Phil, yeah, because Phil and you are separate. your whole family. I said this to him the other day. I'm like, you guys are like the Wayans. He said, no, we're like the Hudsons. Be clear. Yeah.
Who said that?
You did. Or was it E-Man? Was it your E-Man?
It sounded like something we were saying.
Yeah.
She calling you.
It was one of y'all. It was one of y'all said, no, we're the Hudsons. But you are so special of a talent. I think you're extremely brilliant. I think your comedic timing is seriously unmatched. And I love that the world gets to see so many different sides and facets of you, and you now being a producer on the skits and many more things to come. I'm grateful to be under your world in the Country Wayne skits and being able to play with you and have fun with you. And we did a drama scene the other day that we killed, and people got to see that side of you. So I'm just really a fan of your mind, of your spiritual rooting, of the way you create, of how much time you put into your creativity and your work ethic. Like y'all are like, nope, this is how we're gonna do it. Like, nope, you get into the minutia and the details of things. You want it to look a certain way and be a certain way. Cause even we talk about other comedians or other stuff that's going on out there in similar worlds. And you'd be like, yeah, it was cool. Because you put so much effort into your art. And I
Shit, not little old me.
I appreciate artists who put effort into their art, and you were one of those.
I just I appreciate that, and I'm a fan of both of you, and just I met you two on different times, but we meet back on the same place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's all in the details of how everything transpires and stuff. That's we're gonna lead with the details and the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
That's how we gonna do it. And it's been a pleasure, working with both of you, and just to feel like family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You feel like family when you lead with the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We are family, and I appreciate you staying tuned. We go back. You know what I'm saying? I met Amber when we meet last year.
Was it last year?
Like around.
Yeah, I guess it was last year.
It was last year, and
last summer.
Yeah, it's been a great journey, you know what I'm saying? And
I feel.
Yeah.
They love us, right?
Yeah, and it's just been such a pleasure to help another platform. Because I used to look at Country Wayne stuff. I used to be like, man, I could do that. What if I can go do my own? But it was special when he invited me to help, like, to be a part of his thing, because it's like I get to help. And the pressure's not on me.
Yeah.
I get to really try to help the page and do something.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? I can do my own thing whenever I want to. But to be able to be used and then have, brilliant actresses and be a brilliant actor and a writer, it's been great. It's been fun.
I think that you hit the nail on the head about family. I think that when I first met you, you felt immediately like my family.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the authenticity was behind our skits, because it was just like, oh, this is my cousin.
Yeah, and Jay too. Shout out to Jay Anderson, man. Like,
listen, Jay, shout out to Jay. That
so
man
cool,
brings it. He's another one, an artist that puts his all into his art and pays attention to the
effortlessly,
details.
Though he put his
effortlessly.
all in effortlessly. He's always ready to help.
But hold on, take that back. It's not effortlessly, because I don't like when people. It's not effortlessly. It's work. It's the work that you've done for years and years and years to now it looks effortless to everybody else, but it wasn't effortlessly. I put work into this.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Jay.
Perfect. You know what I'm saying? That's perfectly put.
Like,
my boy Cole. And
he cold with it.
I was like, shoot, I'm gonna make sure wherever I go, Jay gonna go.
Yeah.
You feel me? He always ready to go. So shout out to my boy. Shout out to all of us. We're gonna go crazy, continue to go crazy.
Go crazy, my boy. He done taught me some Southern slang a little bit.
Love it.
Like that. How you say it? How you say? Hey, what up, my girl?
What's up, my girl?
That's so Atlanta.
What's up?
So Atlanta, my boy.
Up,
I love you, my boy.
All right, family. This has been a great episode with Mr. Phillip Hudson.
Nice.
Make sure you are following him on all social media platforms.
Just Google it. You'll figure it out.
You just Google it. Everybody ain't Googleable. So you just say everybody ain't Googleable.
Hey, try. Just go find me. I'm out there. You feel what I'm saying?
But we end every episode, as you all know, on our word of the day. We all know life and death lies in the power of the tongue. So Amber, do you have the word of the day?
I do.
Okay. Take us out.
So it's funny. I always ask God, like, what's the word of the day? Show me, tell me. And I usually pick it before the episode. And it always fits whatever we've talked about. So the word is impetus, which is the force that makes something happen or happen more quickly. And I feel like it's so befitting of Phil, because I'm just looking at your life's journey and how you keep going and you keep making it happen. You came in as little Phil, and now you Phil the producer, and you writing me a check when I come on your thing. I just think that's amazing. Being a force, being a force in this world that makes things happen. Even Ernestine is always like, Amber, let's make it happen. Let's do it. And that word spoke to me as, you know, and who you are and to who I want to be in life. I want to be a force and
you are a force. You are a force. If you've been used, you are a force. We needed you. Everybody needed you.
That's good.
Appreciate that.
Awesome, family. Well, let us know how you like this episode in the comments. Let us know if you want to have Phil back. Mr. Phillip Hudson back on It's Negotiable. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back next Wednesday with another episode of It's Negotiable.